One of my favorite quotes is Albert Einstein's quote when he says that insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, by Albert Einstein. Such a wonderful quote. However, there needs to be maybe a quote that I just came up with of my version of insanity. Because the issue is, Albert Einstein's particular quote of insanity is really great for situations where you're doing the same thing, but you're getting the same result. So I would use that quote in situations where I'm having a repetitious result that continues to happen over and over, and I'm refusing to look at what I'm doing beforehand to cause that result. However, my concern with the quote is it's not a knowledge or wisdom built quote. It is, however, this is my quote that I came up with, right? Because what about when there's a situation where there's different issues that arise? So as I said, Albert Einstein's quote is a beautiful quote when you're talking about the same issue. You know, you repeatedly, okay, for example, you live in a town where it's windy and there's a lot of windy days, right? And you refuse to lock your door. Okay, so repeatedly your door is blown open because it's not locked. So in the particular town you live in, it's windy. So in order to stop that wind from blowing that door open so often, you need to remember to lock the door. So in that case, Albert Einstein's quote would be great because insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So it's sort of insane if you have the ability to remember to lock the door, to not lock the door. Okay, so however, there are so many situations in life that we need to apply that I feel like we need to know more about insanity. Albert Einstein got us on the right track, right? But we need to know more about insanity. So this is Irene Marie's version of insanity. Insanity is when you know the knowledge and you refuse to act or do something about it, or you refuse to make a different decision after you attain the knowledge. Or after attaining the knowledge, you refuse to go in a particular direction that is necessary for change. Okay? So, we have an issue going on now, okay? In the state that I live in, Starbucks is getting ready to start deciding that if you don't have proof of a COVID shot, or if you don't have a test for COVID within 72 hours, you can order your drink, but you can't sit in the lobby. However, if you have proof of the shot, or you can show proof of the COVID test, you can sit in the lobby. So, what knowledge do we already have in our history? Segregation. Okay? Segregation is just dividing at least in two parts. So, when we went through segregation in America, remember, there were restaurants that let colored people, quote unquote, is what they refer to them, order from restaurants. You could, and sometimes colored people had to go around to the back of the building. They had a spot in the back where they could order their food, but they weren't allowed to eat in the restaurant. Okay, so they also had signs, white only and colored only were the signs. So even if white and colored people, and we're all colored, by the way, so I guess a black person would be more colorful. I don't know. So, well, of course I know, but you know what? Just ignore that. Okay. So anyway, so now we're gonna have COVID segregation. Okay, and this is how, in a sneaky way, this can even lead back into racial segregation. Because what race is mostly getting the shot? So just say hypothetically, more what America would call white people are getting the shot at a faster rate. And maybe people that America considers of color are waiting or kind of more hesitant to get the shot. So if the majority is white that's getting the shot, in this example, then they are going to be the ones that get to sit and eat in Starbucks. So I came up with the quote I came up with because, to me, we already know about segregation. We already know about the damage of segregation. We already know about the harm and the result of segregation. So for us to refuse to do something about it or make a different decision or go in a different direction that's necessary for change would be alarming not to do it. Okay, so the first thing that, if anybody else is experiencing this in their state, I would recommend getting a Legal Shield membership. I have one. You would go to legal, L-E-G-A-L, shield, SHIELD.com, and consider purchasing a legal membership of some sort. Maybe in some states they don't offer that, but just look up legal. If you look up Legal Shield, there's other entities of legal plans that can come up. So I have the knowledge. I mean, we already witnessed segregation. I didn't have to witness it, fortunately, because I was born after segregation. However, we have all seen the videos, live recordings. The history has been passed down through the families of everyone in America that studies their history. So let's not be insane and not do something about it, because we know the knowledge and we don't want to refuse to act. I really like the move that Texas has made, where they're not mandating the shot. I mean, just mandating the shot alone is very wrong. And I mean, it goes against everything that America stands for. I mean, once you start forcing people to put things in their body, I mean, we're no longer free. Or were we ever free? Are we free anyway? You ever thought about that? So this is just my thoughts on how I think we need to further our views of insanity. And that was the quote that I recommend to add to what Albert Einstein has already created a foundation for us for. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please share the video, Like and subscribe if you like. And please put a comment if you have any opinions and thoughts or questions. Okay. Have a great day. Have a great night. Bye.